other free agent draft tomorrow starting, right?
Yep. Auction league. So, but man, all right. So I decided. I just decided. He went with it because he's okay with this. But I am under a lot of stress right now, and we're still recording this podcast because this is like a de-stressor for me. But I'm starting to get a little aggravated in my leagues, so I got to talk about it because if I keep it all bundled in, it's not good for you, as my therapist says. You just got to let it out. And so, Dynasty is my therapy as well, except for when people piss me off. So today we are going to bitch and moan and complain about all of our Dynasty and fantasy football pet peeves. We are also going to compliment the things that happen in a league that we're like, you know what? I really enjoy XYZ. I love when this happens. It makes me feel good. We're not going to talk about when you fleece somebody or trape, as we say on here, copyright, second and short. So that's our word. But we're not going to talk about like when you get one over on somebody. So let's go ahead and let's just we're going to go back and forth. I'll say one, you say one. Then I'll say a positive, you say a positive. Then I'll say another negative, and you say another negative.
All right, that works.
Let's go ahead.
Should we at least introduce ourselves?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So welcome on to the Second and Short podcast. This is the Cheap Seats Dynasty and Fantasy Football podcast form. I am Tyler Lauder, your main host here, joined with Jason Teasley, our Dynasty expert from the coast. And now, even though this is going to be kind of like a pros and cons of leagues, there's still going to be educational things in here that we think we can provide to you guys that can kind of, you know what, I also don't like this in my league. How can I change it? And let's find ways to, adapt to this. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is when somebody is wanting a player from you, right? Let's talk about trades. And my biggest pet peeve, and I just want to like not talk to this person ever again, is when somebody says, hey, give me Mike Evans, but I only want to give you a third round pick, 310 in the rookie draft. And I go, no, he's worth more than that. Well, yeah, but he's old and his quarterback's old. And how can he actually be that good for that long? And the wide receiver group is so crowded and everything. And then I go, hold up, wait. If you want Mike Evans, why'd you just dog on him 4 times? Why are you trying to shit on the guy I'm sending you and then, shine up your shit you're sending me? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Don't dog on the person you're wanting to get from me just so that way you can send me lower value. It annoys me in fantasy football like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I understand there's conversation.
Yes.
But when it's like a vast difference in opinions, and then when you ask why they're like, well, what makes you offer something so low? And then they start just totally shitting on it. Then why do you want him?
Exactly.
Tell me, educate me. Why do you, if you think of him as being trash and worth that 310, why do you want him? You try to sell that reason to me, and it pisses me off to no end that people will totally try to undervalue people, but yet if they're so undervalued, then why are you even entering the discussion?
Yeah, where is the desire coming from? And for me, so that's part of this is my negative thing. This is something that I'm complaining about. So what are ways that we can turn this into fixing it for educational purposes? I guess that's how we're going to look at this. That's what a podcast is for, essentially, right? We're trying to bring our information to you. In this situation, let's go from both angles here. So from the person sending the trade, instead of dogging on the person you're trying to get, just be like, here's my thing. I worry about his age, so I don't feel comfortable sending anything more than this. If you won't accept that, I am okay with it. Like, that's where that conversation needs to be. Like, if I want Mike Evans, this is a great example because I'm literally trying to trade him in a league I'm rebuilding. So I don't need him because he's older, because his quarterback's uncertain, but he's still good. He's still a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
But for me, a wide receiver 1 means I don't get the 1-1 or 1-2 next year. So I don't want that. I would rather have picks where I can rebuild properly. And there's a contending team that doesn't want to give me a second this year and a first next year, or a first this year and a second next year. Doesn't want to do that combo because, they're going to draft the next Mike Evans. Sure, whatever, that's fine. Don't send it to me. But don't come back to me with, well, I'll give you, I don't even know. I'll give you Chris Cooley, whatever. I just see what I'm trying to think of. I don't even know what I'm trying to think of. I'll give you Byron Pringle and a 2023 fourth round pick. No, okay. Just tell me that you cannot send the value that I want, and this is the most you can send. And if we don't meet there, that's okay. Trade talks can end. We come back to it another day. That's fine with me. Now, from the person receiving the shit offer and also receiving your player is so bad and everything, what I would say is stop the conversation there and just say, I cannot trade him unless this is his value. If you can work towards that, we can talk. If not, let's cut it dry. I think it's good for league culture. I think it's good for GM to GM culture as well, because you never want to cut off trade partners, because that kills you in a league. Because then your numbers just start dropping, and then all of a sudden you only can trade with 3 guys, and eventually they're not going to have anybody you want on their team.
Right, and you got to look at it like this. This is how I come at it as, if I'm trying to get a player, say, look, I'm lacking in this position. Mm-hmm. This is somebody that I'm interested in. Can we work something out? This is where I value. I just want to gauge where you're valuing. Yeah. That way, if you just flat out say, well, this is where I value. Where do you value? You get some common ground to work toward.
You get a bookend. Now, you get bookends, and you can work your way to that selection.
Right, because there's some owners out there that you may be on the same page with just by simple conversation. I think that's now if you're on the other spectrum, if you're the player, the guy sending them away, just be open. Be open up front. Look, I'm rebuilding. I see that you could use this. This could benefit you, and just be honest with them. Say, look, this benefits you. Yes, I'm looking to rebuild. Like in your case, I'm looking to rebuild. So you giving me a first? That's going to be a back end first.
Yeah.
And do you really think you could get this player on that back end first? The caliber of this player? And just be open and honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. Now give me a pet peeve of yours. What is something you do not like while playing Dynasty or Fantasy? Just like something off top of your head. Don't think hard about it.
My biggest pet peeve is no communication.
Send a trade offer and then ghosted.
Yeah, no communication. Just send a trade offer and and just sit there and let the trade offer set. You log in, you see the trade, you don't do nothing with it. You don't say, hey, I'm interested. Hey, no, decline. God, that is the biggest pet peeve, because trades are about communication.
Yes.
That is the basis of trade negotiations. A negotiation cannot help either team without seeing what the values is. So if you just send blind trade offers out without saying, hey, look, this is what I'm interested in. This is my needs. I see that your team needs this. Let's work on something. It kills me. It is the most frustrating thing ever.
Yes, 100% it is. And I think it's not even just that, but like I have in the league, we'll keep talking about the same rebuilding league. And some of these guys kind of dog on me for talking behind their back about this league and everything, but it's like, I have a platform. So I'm going to use it. Even if it's a small platform, there's 10 people listening to me. I'm going to tell them about your shit. But we have a guy in there that literally you can tag him in the group chat, will not respond. You can send him a trade offer, will not respond. He might eventually one day, but it's the offseason. Why would he respond to Dynasty? Why would he try and respond? And what's crazy to me is like, you're on like an app like Sleeper. At least to my knowledge, I have no idea, and I'm not very tech savvy on how to mute anything. Like, I don't know how to mute getting tagged. I don't know how to mute getting, just everything like notifications from group chats or trade offers. So I get everything on my phone. It's there. I get it. It pops. It's a little football helmet logo at the top of my. So do these guys just let that sit there, or do they see it and go, nah, and push it aside? And it's like, if you're doing that, what are you doing? Like, just respond to it. Just say, no, fuck off. Just tell me to fuck off. That's better than leaving it blank.
Or better yet, join a redraft league instead of a dynasty league.
Yeah. And I think, and now this is obviously like people are going to probably say like, oh, you're nitpicking here and everything. But I think the whole point of like a dynasty league is it's year-round competition. It's year-round communication. It's year-round activity. Now, if you're in a basic league, then I get there are going to be dead periods. But I mean, free agency just happened in the NFL. So I'm trying to get trades going because, hey, we're all talking about what's going down in the group chat. I'm going to get trades going. You should be active somehow. And here's my thing. The people I'm talking about, I think they only have like one dynasty league or like two dynasty leagues. You have time to take a shit every day. You have enough time to look at your phone and be like, all right, I'm gonna be in the bathroom for 10 minutes. I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. Yeah, I got this. Nope, I don't want to do that trade. And then all of a sudden it's like, all right, I'm done. Oh yeah. I got tagged. You know what? I'm not interested in player X. Cool. I'm not going to send you another offer. I literally have 3 trade offers to one guy right now for his pick. I have 3 different offers to him because I don't know what he wants. They're offers I would do. I think they're win-win, but I don't know what he'll do. And he could accept them or he could not. I don't know.
Yeah, it's spaghetti offers. You're throwing shit at the wall, hoping something sticks.
Yeah,
you get some kind of reply. So let's trademark that as well. It's a spaghetti offer.
So now let's bring this into how can we fix this? So I think the biggest thing is I think establishing communication when somebody joins a league is very important. Saying that, hey, this is an active league. Like you don't got to be here every day, but like if people are sending you trade offers, like respond to them. Like in a timely manner. Like I think if you respond to a trade offer within 3 to 4 days, I think that's fair. That's fine in the off season. During the season, I'd probably want it in like 1 to 2 days because it's such a quick turnaround from game to game.
Yeah.
But in off season, if you give me a response within like 3 to 4 business days, I'm okay with that. Like I'm cool. Like you don't got to message me at midnight on Saturday night. No, but if I send you an offer on Monday and you hit me up by Thursday, I'm cool with that. But you have to just respond. The other thing is, on the flip side, if you're the person sending the offers, just stop talking to people. If those guys won't, you know what? Don't send them any offers. Their team's not going to get better. If they're only just in the league to draft rookies and then hopefully they work, they'll eventually find themselves out and they'll leave. They will. Or they will eventually be like, why does nobody ever send me trade offers? And they will become active. So that's just the options that I see with it. So,
and the option I have is, similar to what you give. When you join a league, set your parameters. Say, look, I don't check the app on it, but here's my email address.
Yeah.
Shoot an email address. Everybody's got technology. Everybody's got a cell phone. Everybody's got email. Be like, hey, look, I might not be on the app all the time, and I really want to be part of the league. Shoot me a message on my text. Here's my number.
Text me, email me. Yeah,
let people know your parameters on the best way to enter negotiations and talk trades.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing to establish too, because it doesn't have to be like blow up my phone, but it's like, hey man, the app is on my phone, but I just don't ever look at it because it blows up all the time. But I check my emails every night. Send me an email. Like, and I'm cool with that, and I can work with that 100%. And I can, I'd appreciate that. So let's talk about something that we do enjoy. Let's get 2 positives out here as well. So what I really enjoy is when you send a trade offer to somebody and they go, okay. And they just accept it. It is. And it's not like, oh, I think I won the deal, because I truly believe that I can convince myself and the other owner on why a deal works for both of us. Not why, hey, do this deal. It's good for you. No, literally, Mike Evans. I will give you Mike Evans, who helps you win money and contend. And I will take the rookie that will be on your bench because he will help me build long-term. In my eyes, win-win. Like that's how I will establish. Like if I sent you an offer right now, and Mike Evans is who I'm using, so we can probably pick a different player. Give me another wide receiver. Give me another wide receiver.
All right, let's say Kenny Galladay.
No, give me a better wide receiver.
Terry
McLaurin. If I said Terry McLaurin about to be 28, so he's about that time where you would probably want to flip him if you're rebuilding and everything. If right now I said, hey, I would give you Terry McLaurin, and you give me, 111 and give me a second round pick next year. And your number 3 receiver right now is fucking Russell Gage. Like, you need to upgrade your number 3. You can either try and do that with the 11th rookie, or you can get a top 25 wide receiver in Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, you go, and I would take that deal because
you would take that deal. There we go.
Because I look at it from what we play. Me and you play a lot of our leagues, our money leagues.
Yeah.
So I'm wanting to gain money. I want to have a team that wins money. I don't like donating money. I hate losing. Yep. I'm very competitive. So I'm going to look what sets me up the best to cash in and win money.
Once you win a league one time, and I know some people will be like, well, yeah, but if you do that and then like you win and then your team's bad after that. If I'm in a league where I spend $50 and then I win $500 because I got first place, the next 10 years I'm in that league are paid for now because I just won $500. Who gives a shit if my team sucks the next 3 years? It's free. I don't care. That's how I justify the money and everything. Some people are like, no, I got $500. I just went and bought tacos. And I'm like, no, that $500 goes reinvested back into Dynasty. So you're playing for free the next year in your league. That's the concept of winning. You get a free entry the next year because you won. Congratulations. Plus X amount of dollars. So yeah, in that deal, you get a chance to compete for a championship and win. Even if you don't win, you get second place. You're still taking home money. And then I get a rookie that can help me out, even though it's points over replacement. So like you would be replacing Russell Gage with Terry McLaurin. Well, I guess, and also that rookie that you drafted 111. But now instead of having to pick between who has the best matchup and everything, you insert Terry McLaurin. He's your wide receiver 3 for the whole year you start him. You're good to go. For me, I can play pick and choose because I don't have a good team, and it works. Tell me about. I guess, is it still a pet peeve if it's good? Tell me something that like you really like. Like what's positive? What gives you a thumbs up?
I want to say worthwhile commissioners. And I will give you kudos because I came into a league that I had no idea what kind of format I was getting into. You brought me in and you pretty much weaned me along, let me know what's going on. And, and this league, I honestly could say this league, the league mates that I'm in here with are very understanding, know everything, and they're really cool. And I appreciate that. So now another commissioner I had, he's running 5 of my other leagues. Mm-hmm. Is amazing. He's year round. He's very active. He lets you know, we have a calendar set up. We have, he makes sure everybody has contact information for everybody else in the league. He sends out monthly reminders. Hey, look, we're coming up on, free agency just happened. League's open, get your communication started. And having a invested commissioner makes the league so enjoyable. You cannot, if you have a commissioner that is not worth a shit, your league is dying on the vine. If you have a very active and fun commissioner, your league thrives. You want to be in that league. You want to expand that league. You talk about this. You talk about several of our leagues because they're fun. Yeah.
And I think in a commissioner, and not only a commissioner that like the calendar setup, I think stuff like that is perfect. Like, hey, this is how the league's going to go. This is what today is, tomorrow is, XX. I love that stuff. What I also love is when you're like, hey, commissioner, we got an issue. This something is wrong. We need it fixed. It's not necessarily like they can dictate and just get it done. Or it's like, hey, polls up right now. I'm tagging everybody. Get in here. Let's fix this right. I love commissioners that when you bring a problem to them, they will try and solve it. And it's not even that they solve it that day, but it's like, I know they're working on it. Like, hey, we're supposed to trim our rosters down to 20. This guy's got 22 and this guy's got 23. Like, hey, can you just like get on that and everything so we can get this fair and everything? And the commissioner's like, yeah. And then they give a deadline for those guys. I love that. In reverse, as a commissioner, I love, it's going to be like a bonus love. I love when somebody, it's so hard for me to like in our league that at 16 team, it's a salary cap league, contracts, franchise tag, RFA, auctions, everything. It's insane. I miss things I miss things all the time where like somebody has a player on their team and their contract is wrong or something. I love when a league mate tells me as a commissioner, hey, this is wrong. Just letting you know and giving a heads up. I love when other people are looking out because I think that's good league culture. And it doesn't put everything on my plate, but they trust me like, hey, I'm going to tell you this information because I know you're going to fix it. And I like that communication as well. I love that in the league. And it's not like, hey, what the fuck? Why does this guy get to do this and everything? Like, it's like, no, just ask me a question, bring me information. I'm going to do my best to solve it and fix it. That's really positive. Let's get another negative thing out of here. That's another pet peeve that we have. I'm gonna let you go first though. Give me another pet peeve that really bothers you in a league.
Pet peeve, another pet peeve that I have. I can't think of another one right off. You put me on the spot, but I'm gonna go out with this one. The pet peeve that I currently have is the and we've talked about this on a previous episode. When somebody gets upset when trash talking occurs, they are too thin-skinned and they get bent out of shape because somebody messes with them. And it's all good and fun. There's no personal attacks or anything, and they get upset. They get upset and they throw a fit.
I think the biggest instance is we won't go specific, but I think it's like if somebody makes a trade and people dog on that trade, as long as it's not personal, as long as they're not like, man, you're an idiot or anything, like as long as you're not attacking that person, you're just like, dude, I would never do that deal. I think you got worked. When they start getting really mad, I do agree that that's just kind of annoying. My thing is that if you're like, that's going to go out there and you know what, it shouldn't bother you that people don't like the deal that you did because you value them more. Like if I make a deal and you're like, we text each other deals all the time.
Yes, we do.
And sometimes I don't know what side you're on and I tell you what side I like and you're like, oh, I'd be sending that away. Okay. If you like it, do it. It's your team. But I'm going to tell you what I feel about it. And that shouldn't hurt you. Like just because I disagree with your trade that you did doesn't mean that you're a terrible person or I hate you. It just means I don't like that deal and you do, but that's cool. But I'm just letting you know, like, yeah, I wouldn't do that deal. And I think that's an okay thing to do. And now I've come around to this a little bit more. As long as you're not attacking the person or tagging them or like being personal, I think it's okay to talk about league news. That's what that is. When Christian Kirk signed a massive contract to Jacksonville, some GMs called other GMs and were like, what the is going on over here? Why did they do that? They're going to talk about it. And we are GMs of our dynasty leagues. We're going to talk about league news. And that's got to be okay.
And I look at it like this, and we'll put this in a fantasy perspective. Do you pay my league fees? No. So why dictate what I do as my team?
Yes, it's my money. Let me do what I want with it. And it's your money. Why do you care what I say about it?
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, getting feedback from your league mates is also a positive because you know what that does? That opens up trade talks because you're like, oh, really? You want to done that? Well, what would you have done? That gets you somebody talking. That opens up communication. So down the line, if you need to make a trade, be like, I want to revisit this. You said I was. So what would you do for this player? That gives you an avenue, get into a trade talk with a person. That's why I think that communication is so vital. Because if you get offended by something I say to you about a trade, am I going to trade with you? No. That limits a trade partner for you and me. So I think that a positive hazing and razzing and just busting each other balls is acceptable. Don't take it too personal. Don't be a little thick-skinned because at some point you're going to have to make trades. But you don't want to burn bridges.
I'm comfortable if somebody sends me a bad offer. I tell people to fuck off. I don't even care. Like I'm going to talk to you again. I'm going to tell you, no, fuck off, get out of here. Now the other turn side of that is everything is that if you do that and you see a league mate have a really negative reaction to that and it gets bad, then I think you need to know your league where it's like, all right, this guy's in a bad trade. I'm not going to post it in the group chat, but we're going to message each other. You know what I mean? And you're going to tell me like, dude, this deal was terrible. That's okay. But I think you need to establish like, you know what? Anytime Jason makes a trade and I want to dog on and everything, he's okay if I do that. He doesn't care. Yeah. But, whatever, Teasley doesn't like it. So now I got to adjust in that situation. I can't do it in the front. I think it's okay to adjust. I do think, yes, guys, a little tougher skin and everything, let it roll off your shoulders. It's your money. You're doing whatever you want with it. Who cares? You did the deal because you thought it was good for you. Who cares if somebody thinks you got fleeced? They didn't get fleeced and you don't think you got fleeced anyway. So last thing here, we'll talk about pet peeves. Pet peeves. You know what? It's crazy. I feel like I'm actually like pretty good. Because we kind of touched on it. It was like I don't like gang mentality in group chats. Like if you and I have an issue, I don't like when like 4 other people like jump on your side and start dogging on me. It's like, get out of here. Or I wouldn't want 4 people jumping on my side and dogging on you. It's between us. Now that being said, I can't stand when 2 league owners have an issue and instead of going to direct messages, they blow up like 100 chat conversation in the group. And it's like, you 2 don't like each other right now and you're mad. Go talk over there in this private box that nobody else sees, and you can talk for hours. And it's free. It's free. Talk as long as you want. It's free. But don't do it in the group chat because somebody goes, hey, blah, blah, blah's on the block and everything. And then an hour later, I go to log on. There's 100 messages. I'm not going to scroll through those because I'm like, man, these guys bitch for an hour. I'm not going to scroll through those. And now I just missed that your guys on the block and it just messes things up for me. So that's something I don't like. It's a pet peeve of mine, and for ways to avoid that and everything, having an active commissioners or active league mates that say, if you see something like that, guys that are bitching each other, you don't have to shut it down, but just dudes, go to the DMs. Or you know what? You guys have each other's phone numbers, call each other and talk, like text, get it over with, but get out of the group chat. This is a chat for all of us to enjoy, not for you guys to destroy. And it rhymes. So it's true.
Facts, dropping knowledge.
Yeah. Is there any one more thing that you want to talk about that's a positive? Because we kind of have 4 negatives.
I think it's been a good therapy session.
I think so too. I do feel a little more relaxed. I do think that it is a nice little short episode, and we're kind of tailing a little bit. Now, next week we are going to do our very first Superflex 12-team Dynasty rookie mock draft. We're going to go back and forth for the first 12 picks. Kind of tell you guys who we would take. Maybe we'll throw in a couple 2nd round picks in there as well to round up to like 15 picks, something like that. That's what we're going to do for next week. We'll go working on that. But this week is just a nice little relaxing. Let's get stuff off your chest. And if you yourself have an issue, comment down below and tell us what pisses you off in your leagues or what makes you happy in your leagues. Like this video as well. Follow us here on YouTube. Subscribe to all of our Dynasty podcast forums where we're on Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, Google Podcasts, Facebook. We're everywhere. Follow along. Stick with us. Dynasty breakdown going down soon. We're going to tailor to NFL stuff as well. We'll talk about NFL draft coming up as well and get away from Dynasty for like a week. But be prepared for our mock draft that we're going to go back and forth talking about in the Superflex realm, 12-team next week. We're also partners with the W2M network. You can see all of our content there, as well as other content creators like Jason, who talks about movies and such on a podcast over there.
Yeah, me and Mark Radulich do I'm either on Damn You Hollywood or Triple Feature. Mm-hmm. Checking out movies. Next movie we're going to be reviewing is the last installment of the Fantastic Beasts trilogy. I've actually got my wife on it. Nice. So yeah, definitely check us out over there. And like I said, if you have any leagues that have openings or in a startup, shoot me a time message. We're trying to co-own a team together, and we're looking for a nice league mentality and set up to join in. So shoot us a message if you have one.
Yeah, and you can check me out on Love War Challenges podcast as well as their TikTok account as well. And that is it for us. So thank you guys for tuning in. bearing with us, coming to our own therapy session this week, Dynasty Therapy. It's always healthy. You talk to your league mates, talk to your commissioner. If something's bothering you, talk to people. It's okay to get it out there. Don't be that guy, though. Last thing, don't be the guy that it's like, if you don't do this, I'm going to quit. That's bullish. Bullish. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be that guy or girl or kid, whatever, or grandparent. I don't know. But anyways, as always, get out there and do some fucking trading. It's the off season. Your team could do better. See you guys next week.
Later.